to remind you that 60 there, it was just the mute button on the microphone. Cool. Okay, well that works then. All right, well, welcome to the live stream. This will be posted tomorrow morning. For now, we're going to go through the. Yes, I had the button on the headset muted, and I was started going through all of the settings. All right, so I'm going to go over the big release I did. But first, I'm going to talk a little bit about what's been going on. So I know a lot of you guys have been like looking for updates and some fixes and stuff, and yeah, it's been a little rough because it's over here real quick. Not look at the screen, and there we go. All right, so I was unemployed a couple months for a little over half a year. Got a job beginning of March, and that is when you'll probably notice that a lot of the updates slowed down and stopped. Yeah, so starting up a new job, a lot of work. Hi, yes, you're very cute, puppers. Do you need a treat? I got one up here. Um, yeah, so started a new job. It was a lot of work getting ramped up. To a senior engineer position, a lot of stuff. So I think I'm starting to get kind of into the swing of things now. So I'm hoping to start getting into more of this again. I really enjoy doing it, so I don't want to like stop or you know. Um, so yeah, that's been me. That's why you guys have not been getting as many bug fixes and stuff. But yeah, and I want to do a shout out to Lekopic. I put out the release a couple days ago. I think he has posted already a dozen different bugs he's found. Thank you for being my personal debugger. Essentially, you're doing an excellent job, and I whenever you post an issue, I know it's going to be uh, explained very well, and I won't have to ask clarifying questions. So I've been going through that. I looked again right before the stream. Yeah, all of these are from yesterday, so maybe I'll look into a couple of those before we start the game tonight. But yeah, so this one should have been 12.5.0. I was very tired when I released it, so it ended up being 12.4.1. Not important. Um, and a reminder: the 12 means it's for version 12 of Foundry, and then so it's semantic versioning modified. 12 for version 12 of Foundry. 4 is the major release. 2 is the minor release. I don't really have a bug fix release because I don't really see the point in having that many numbers for how I develop this. Uh, this I guess it's a product. I don't like calling it a product, but that's okay. All right. Let's see. We're gonna go through a little bit what I added to the system. So this was actually a very large overhaul in addition to being while I was ramping up a new job. So a lot of the stuff you're going to notice just is vaguely different. It's not like hugely different. I'm very proud of how the attack system came out. Obviously, it is still buggy. I had a new a bug pop tossed in the channel today. That'll be fixed. I mean, I can probably push a release out tonight after I'm done streaming. So tomorrow they'll work fine. But yeah, so the new system it prompts you to target tokens using areas. If the attack is a larger area attack, it will draw that area for you. It's great. If it's a single person attack, it will give you a 1-by-1 area. I don't know if that's the way I want to go forward. Going forward. Also, if you use the Foundry targeting, if you already have things targeted, it will default to that and will not give you the prompts. So you can do it a couple of different ways. I'm not really sure if I want the single square areas to be the way I going forward, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, let's see. Worked on adding ammunition controls to the attack card. Moved a lot of the ammunition logic to a new file. That was important for my benefit. I mean, you guys probably aren't going to notice much change from that. The grenade launcher is updated so that it actually accepts grenades, fires the grenades, and the grenades act in the correct way. Pretty cool. I think there may be a range issue with that yet. I'd have to double check now that I'm thinking about it, but yeah, everything for the grenades seems to work pretty well as long as you don't try to ignore ammo, which I can. I'm gonna pull this up and show you what I mean. All right, so logging into my test environment here. Okay. Test. Yep, I have a grenady boy right here. I'll drag him down here. Open him up. He is token. Okay, so if you'll see that it now says grenade launcher concussion grenade. That's because that's what's currently loaded in here. So if you look down here, it now indicates that there are 4 slots. Grenade launcher has 4 grenade slots, and you can load that many. If I attack with it, that is not right. Oh man, I already found another bug. It will still attack. It uses one of those, and it should. It will. It should. It does not say. Okay. And we're finding more bugs. Okay. Debug grenade launcher. A lot of these changes I did do early in this large overhaul, and I think I broke a bunch of it by the end. And this is a problem with the fact that I don't have enough tests on. All right. But as you see now, it's gone to the next grenade, which is EMP grenade. All of these things are like the energy ions imported from there, the damage is imported from there. So if you fire this again, it's going to give us the wrong area, and then it's going to switch. When you reload, given an option of available grenades that are in your inventory. I'll show you how to mark things as allowed for a weapon. But yeah, so you can load things in, fire them. I will fix this before the next release, where it actually will give you the correct area attack area. I don't know what to call it. Template. It's called template. All right, so yeah, if we look at equipment, these grenades are shown as spent. I wanted to make sure that people were aware of how much ammunition they were using, so now when ammo is used, it gets that little spent modifier, and that you can go in here and if you really wanted to, and just remove. So it's a little spent true change added on there during that. All right, and so how does the go back to the grenade launcher? How does the grenade launcher know what you can load into it? See, this is the exact same little bit here. So, as an ammo, it accepts launchable grenades and it fires 1 per round. Ammo capacity is a new tag, and that lets you know that it can hold 4 clips, essentially. So, previously, ammunition, you could have, like, if you had a blaster or a blaster rifle, blaster carbine, you could load a power pack in, and it would give you like 50 shots, single shot, etc., and that would work great. This is a new thing where essentially it lets you have multiple clips on there. Why did I do it that way? Because I wanted to be able to have different grenades lined up for the grenade launcher and for the mine launcher. I think the mine dispenser weapon for ships. I also was going to test this out. So yeah, and this launchable grenade thing is the important key. This tells it what you're able to fire, what acts as ammunition for this weapon. If we go back to one of these grenades, it has an acts as tag, and this says launchable grenade, and that's how it knows that it's able to be used as ammunition. So yeah, let's see. Maybe I just didn't add all of the correct tags on these grenades. I think that might be it. I think I'm just missing the tags, so I'm going to have to go through and make sure that the endiums are updated with it. I may have just been adding the changes as like on the fly to test this. Make sure that is updated, guys. Okay, let's check Discord. a link for the live stream? Uh-oh, yes. Yes, it is attached. Oh, okay. Like that was answered. I'm actually just going to copy the link. Click on the link. Click on the link. Oh, I got the link now. And I've mirror. Okay. Back to Foundry. Post this chat. There we go. All right. Cool. So that's how grenades and like ammunition types work. I'm gonna and essentially, if you see something that you think should be part of that, like should be available to a weapon and isn't, open an issue. Let me know. I will go through and update that. Yeah, so I'm pretty proud of that. I think it works pretty well when it works. I do need to make sure that the areas. All right, let's go back here. Remind myself what else. Yeah, so also what you'll notice, and you probably noticed when I was attacking with that, so I got a blaster pistol. The attack dialogue doesn't appear anymore. This is very much streamlined now. I didn't like how many steps there were involved to make an attack, so now it's click attack, point to who you want to attack, and it attacks. Assuming that you don't hit a bug that are cropping up randomly. Fun edge cases I did not expect. The Kopic's already mentioned that he does want the ability to use some of that configuration. For instance, choosing range for off-map characters. So I just removed Grenady Boy there. If I open up his sheet here and I attack with it, lets me attack, and it asks me what the range increment is. That's how this is working for now. There is a enhancement out there, so I can tell it point blank, and it will fire at point blank range. There is an issue out there for adding the ability to. I think either right click on this or a little like a hamburger menu button here to let you do the rest of the things you used to be able to do and get that old pop-up that used to be there. Yeah, I want it to be. I want the default workflow to be simple and very easy to use, and I want all that extra stuff I had, which I think I was even using for my games. I want that to still exist. I just didn't want it to be so prominent and in your face every time you use it. The new attack system. This new attack system actually is going to let me do a lot of things like adding effects to people you hit, which means that this is going to be useful for force powers. So a no damage attack that gives you an effect. So that should be coming soon. I noticed how much I wanted it when I was playing a character in a one shot, and that character was relying on battle meditation. I think there's like a total of like 3 talents or something that influence battle meditation and actually make it almost good by the end of it. And we were having a blast with it because yeah, it demoralizes all your enemies in the area, it extends the area, and then it gives you a +2 to attack and damage, or maybe just attack. I don't know, but we were having a great time with it, and I realized that it would have been really nice to just be able to activate it. Everyone in my area gets hit. And that is on the horizon now with this new attack system. I don't recommend putting this new system to work right before a game. Give your players like 20 to 30 minutes to play around with it, because it is a little bit different. Yeah. So let's see, we had. I'm not sure if these are necessary anymore. You're able to like manually change this. I don't know if that's important. I don't know. I'll put a poll out there to ask if we're still using these. I have no idea if people do not. I don't know how manual you guys like having your ammunition. My players often just don't count it unless it's like a grenade or something. So, although I am thinking about running Starfall soon. I have an Old Republic campaign, but I'm going to run Starfall. I'm going to shift it back to the Old Republic. So they're going to be on a. I don't know what kind of ship exactly. It might just be one of those Sith cruisers, or I don't know, something interesting. Who knows? Okay, so that's how that all works. Let's go back to GitHub. Make sure I didn't miss anything. This did take a lot of effort. Yeah, as you can see, there was an issue where implants weren't showing up. So that should be fixed. A lot of these are like back-end technical stuff because I'm trying to improve the importing of vehicles. Vehicles. Also beast stuff. So a new system I also implemented was scalable keys. Trying to think of where I can show that as an example because beasts have it. In the past, when you'd add like a claw or something to a droids have scalable stuff. It would have a very large amount of changes that would turn on or off based on the size of it. Now what they do is they have a scalable change. It's the same change name except scalable has been added at the end. And what that tells the system is I don't know. I need this to scale based on my size. So it gives the default size for medium, and then it goes to a lookup table and looks at what it should adjust to if it's not medium. It's a lot more streamlined. Your characters are going to be significantly smaller if you have like a droid or something. Like the actual data object is much smaller. I don't know how much you guys care about that, but I think if you had enough droids, you might start seeing bloat. So that should fix that. Excuse me. Let's see. Yeah, now I'm just looking at just how many things were stuff to fix stuff for make it easy. I added a level up prompt for XP. Had a request to make it so that it would tell you when you were ready for a level up. So I don't actually use experience at my team. It's, milestone level. My players are not. They don't like. We're playing this is a very crunchy system. They aren't very crunchy players. We hand wave a lot. I use the rules, but they are not. They actually don't know. Some of them don't know the rules at all, and we've been playing for years. And I, in some ways, prefer that. For crunchier players, people who really like that stuff, I do enjoy it. It just doesn't work at my current table. You can now go in here. Okay, so already it was asking you to select a class. That's been there for a while. This is if you don't have a class. So we can add one. Jedi's a good one. Apparently there's a bug with adding feats on multi-classing as well. All right, so that goes away then. There's no more prompt. Now if we go here, I think there we go. So yeah, I think the first threshold is 1,000. Now it says you have enough XP for a level up. You click that, and it brings you right back. You're able to. That's fun. I made this a little more intuitive. This is one of the other big parts of the overhaul. So in the past, you had to go here, get your vehicle base type, drag it on, and a lot of these fields would be from this. Now when you add this, it will set the fields on this to this value instead. So you can go and modify it. Right? So if I make this a barge, overriding attributes will over. This is hard to read. Apparently I didn't English very well. Overriding attributes will overwrite attributes from previous base types. Do you like to continue? Yes. I'm showing everything off and showing how apparently I break everything. Oh, okay. I see what I did. There is an issue. Okay. I was trying to let AI clean up some of my code, and it looked so. What this should do is fill in all these blanks with defaults from this. This is optional. You don't have to use this. You can go in and change these yourself, and give it some values. But one thing that I had to add quite a bit of new stuff for is making the hyperdrive thing here more intuitive. So previously, this would show you what your primary and secondary hyperdrives were. However, you could not add them here. You had to go into systems, you had to go add hyperdrives, and then it would make the lowest number your primary and the highest number your secondary. Now you can just click here. It does a little search. It finds nothing because apparently screwed up a compendium. I'm batting 1,000 today. I am sorry, guys. Fix compendium. All right. I'm going to remind everybody you should probably stay on 12.5 because apparently I just empty. It sure is. Okay. This can happen if I don't remove empty local compendiums before converting them. So I will fix that. Anyways, what this does, it gives you this thing. All the hyperdrives will be listed here. You can drag them right over, and it will automatically update them. Update this field, and it'll equip it right away. Thought that was a nice little feature. I wish I could show it off, and I feel very silly that I cannot. All right. What else? That's kind of so. Generally, the vehicle stuff was just stability fixes. I went through and I cleaned up a bunch of stuff. This is why I always I have like 12 backups of my current game that I'm running because I know that I don't get to spend as much time on this as I would like, and I do cut corners. I will admit to that. I want to get more stuff out. I want to do stuff. Normally, like at work, I'm like a test-driven developer. I don't write new code if I can't write new tests on most days. Like, there's definitely exceptions to that rule, but yeah, no. This project when I kicked it off like 4 years ago or whatever. I had just watched a talk about how your side project shouldn't have tests because you should be trying to explore, and I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. And now I really regret that because it's become large and it's tests. All right. Yeah, that's about it for that version. I did release a second version in the last couple days, and this is all just rearranging code. Some of this was AI rearranging, and that did introduce a bunch of bugs. I'm probably not going to do that very much, just because my new workplace is not very AI heavy, but they encourage us to try to use it if it can for like boilerplate stuff. I was trying to use it for boilerplate stuff. I'm still not very good at using it. Doesn't The AI models I have used don't to do what I expect them to do when I ask them for stuff. So still learning that. Yeah, not much here. This is all just fixing bugs I introduced in the last. Okay. So I think I'm going to fix a couple of bugs here before we start with Knights of the Old Republic 2. Are there any suggestions from the chat which ones I should tackle first? I'm happy to. I can walk you through something. Is there anything that anybody wants to see? One thing we can do, I can get the see how janky doing. This is another thing I want to spend time on, but again, my time is very limited. It's being a parent, being a full-time employee, and then also the last couple of weeks I've been working on a new office for myself. I pulled out all the carpet in the basement, put down new floor. I'm having a great time doing it, but it takes a lot of time. Yeah, so I have been working on a direct connection to the back end of Foundry so I can update the records directly. It doesn't work currently because basic steps to set up a campaign in the system. I did promise that. Thank you. We can do. Okay. So where do you want me to start from, like going back all the way to the menu and creating a new system, or because I can do that, or are you there? Okay. I think I'm going to start from here. So um, this is what you get. Essentially, you get here when you start a new campaign, right? Pick your system. Uh, you pick your name, and you can fill out those settings. And actually, let's go back to the password. Okay, so from here, creating a new world. Um, yeah, I agree. Prompting AI for accurate information is like study in of itself. We're constant skeleton crews. My work, so learning takes a back seat to get it done now. Yeah, for sure. My new job actually is not like that. My old job was it was very much like I had people just saying, "Hey, can you make it go faster with AI?" I'm like, "Oh, can I have time to learn AI?" No, you don't have any time to do that. I'm like, "Oh, well then no, I can't do it." New place. They're giving me a lot more time to like explore, try new things. I went within my first couple weeks. I learned well. I mean, so I already knew SQL, but I learned like the nitty gritty SQL. Um, wait, I'm Maverick. What do you mean? This could be useful for someone who moved to Foundry to run. Wait, does Roll20 not allow this anymore? Roll20? I'm pretty sure. I think Little Literalist created a bunch of stuff for Roll20. Anyways, no, I don't want to keep talking about how great my new job is. I do like. All right, so creating a new world. Oh, it doesn't help this much. Okay, that's fair. I think yeah, this is actually a pretty big system. If you haven't listened to the Dark Times podcast, that's been helping me learn the rules that I didn't know. I played a lot of Pathfinder in the past, and so this is kind of pretty easy to move into what I did a couple years ago, but definitely recommend listening to them. They do a good job of going. Okay, so there was one other thing I wanted to show because this is not the default skin. Uh, this is a very silly thing, but if you come in here, so there's little gears up here, application configuration, there's classic fantasy and science fiction. That science fiction one looks great. I love it. I did that, and all my players are like, "Wow, you installed a new skin." I'm like, "No, I just figured out how to use the software a little better." All right, then we come here. Game systems. So this is a system that is not official to Foundry. I did ask years ago if they were willing, and they said no. The licensing for this product is using, and they didn't want to get sued by Disney. And I said, fine. They're like, you're going to be fine as long as you don't try to sell anything. I'm like, okay, I will not sell anything, and I have not yet. And well, don't intend to either. I mean, this is all for free, and I will continue. Uh, anyways, the point is, in order to install, obviously it's a little more complicated. You need to come in here, manifest URL. This is provided in the what's that channel called? Guidelines and links in the Discord. Glad you love the system. I'm not sure if you mean Star Wars Saga Edition in general or this particular thing for Foundry, but either way, both are great. Yeah, so you take that manifest URL, stick it right in there, hit install. I've already done it, so it's not going to work for me. And then you will see this pop up. Um, Glad you like it. So there is Saga Forge is still the preference of a lot of people. I have been working on getting it so you can import your characters directly from Saga Forge. Uh, that should be coming whenever I have free time. Um, I think I'm supposed to have like a couple days to myself in like 2 weeks, so I'll probably work because that just sounds fun to me. All right, so we have game system. Go back to game worlds, create a world, live stream, select your game system. The rest of the stuff you can fill out if you want. Um, Actually, I do like the minimal. I don't know if you guys have seen that one yet. And you create the world. Here we go, live stream. We can put it up. There we go. You get the minimal. This is the minimal one. You can go back, change it so that you have like your calendar and stuff showing up. Um, my 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 players, we are all adults who just text each other when make sure that we can play, not have like crazy calendar. Um, and, when I say we're all adults, I mean we all have like jobs, so we're busy and occasionally have to drop a game. All right, join game session. That's how you get in there. You are greeted with this. All right, so you can go in here. So all of your maps, all of your like splash screens, all of that is considered a scene. You can create folders to put those scenes in. So if I go like this, number 1, I'll go there, and you can either create a scene and then drag it in, or just click here. Scene. It'll give you the folder. Go. All right. There's a lot to these things, and I do recommend going and finding a more full, complete version of like a tutorial of how to do this. There's also a lot of really great modules you can plug in and use. I've been using Levels because I did a pirate base on Hijarna, which is a world that has a single fort. Agnostic light mode. Oh no. Yeah, I think agnostic light mode turns it off. That was I included that for performance reasons. This version might have broken it as well. The AI fixes. I have to go through them again and tweak them apparently because it did break some stuff. Yeah, but I really enjoyed that, and it was actually very funny because my wife plays a Jedi in my campaign, and I configured everything so it would work, and then the problem to oh yeah, I think I did break that. I will go and fix it. But yeah, my wife plays a Jedi in my campaign, and I got all set up, and then some Siths showed up, and they all lit up and turned around. She goes, "Oh, cool! How do you do that?" I'm like, "Look at your sheet, click ignite," and her character she's playing a more or less an Ahsoka clone. Um, and suddenly she got the two different colors like overlapping. It looked really. She was very very excited about that. Okay, so anyways, my first scene. Lots of things you can do here. So permissions. This tells you who can navigate to it. If you have like a landing page you want your players to get back to, set this to all players, and it will pop up so they can go back to it. That's pretty handy. This field right here, this navigation name. That's just what shows up here in the top, I believe. Background image is your map that you want in the background. If you have something that goes over the top, that's your foreground image. This is just this color gray here. That's picked right here. Yeah, the rest of this is you can play around with and figure out. It's not that most of it's pretty easy to pick up. There's a lot of stuff in here I just don't use though. I will drag a map I make. I think I'm using Dungeon Fog right now because I got a lifetime subscription during the Kickstarter, and it works great for me. I also have Campaign Cartographer. I don't know if we've ever used that. That is one of the most. It's like learning CAD software, but only for drawing maps. It's very good. It's just it has a huge learning curve. Also pretty good though. Yeah, so you can tell what kind of grid you want. Yeah, pretty much anything you can think of here. Lighting, global illumination if you don't want to place lights yourself. That's an important one to remember. I don't know exactly how this threshold works. I play around with it until it looks right to me. Let's see. Change the fog of war colors here, all sorts of stuff. Oh, token vision. If you have this on, your tokens need to have vision and they need to have light in order to see. So you have to make sure those two things are there. If they're not, will not be. You'll just see black. Yeah. So play around with that a little bit. Make sure that it's part of your checklist when you're building things. Add that to your. If you, I don't know if you guys use the encounter builder checklist. I don't have a link to it. I think it's on the wiki. I don't remember exactly how you find it, but it's very. Just add that right to the bottom. Check to make sure the light. I definitely still every once in a while my players will get there and be like, "Hey, I can't see anything," and it's like, "Oh, yeah, my bad." Ambience, whichever way you want to call it. They have actually added quite a lot here. There's some built-in weather effects that are kind of cool. Yeah, so if you have autumn leaves, oh yeah, there you go. Get little autumn leaf things floating around. Lots of fun stuff just built in. Oh yeah. Red Cartographer on Patreon has a module. Yes. I am a patron of the Droid Cartographer. They do really good stuff. And I am just not good. So my problem is I am really bad at using like pre-mades and then like filling in the story. I always have the story first, and I'm like, it doesn't quite fit the vibe I'm going for, and I'll like go and make my own stuff. And I'm not like an artist, so it looks bad. I need to start using pre-mades more. Yeah, there's a scene playlist, so there's a playlist icon up here in the top right. Yeah, yeah, it's hard. It's like you want to make everything from scratch and be really exciting, and that's kind of hard to do when you got a full-time job. You're not a full art. You're not really an artist. Yeah, so working on it though. Yeah, so if you create a playlist up here into the corner, uh, right here, it'll show up there. Do all sorts of stuff, like change how it sorts, all of that stuff. You can do a lot. I don't know how to do all of it. I play around with it until it works, and then I don't touch it for a while. But I have downloaded like Knights of the Old Republic soundtracks, a bunch of Star Wars stuff, and stuff that's Star Wars adjacent, and stuck it in different playlists for like combat and stuff. Yeah, you can then select the load. You can select those in here, and it will automatically play when this scene is up. I do recommend being careful with that. Some of my players do play on like Chromebooks or crappy old laptops. Excuse me. And it is this stuff can be kind of intensive on those. So you will have to turn it. You may have to turn it off. The other problem we had with music is through here is sometimes it was just too loud, so you have to make sure it's low enough so they can hear. You guys can hear yourself talk when you're at. Environmental lighting. Yeah, I've played with this. I don't really know how to do all of it. Like theater. Oh yeah, so luminosity. I took like theater lighting classes in high school, and I don't remember any of it. So yeah, if you have color, they'll handle the saturation. Lots of stuff you can do. Lots of options. Yeah. So what else? Dungeon Draft is very useful as you can export it as a VTT file. Yes, I did know that. Dungeon Fog actually has the same feature. It works okay. Oh yeah, it pre-generates the walls. Yeah, I might need to shift over there. It looks like there's more user-made art available, and I think I would like that. Dungeon Fog has a pretty good selection, but I think Dungeon Draft probably has a better one. I don't know. I haven't used Dungeon Draft enough. I played with it a little bit, and I was like, this is essentially it was doing about the same thing that Dungeon Fog was doing for me at the time, and I didn't really want to learn the whole new thing. So, but maybe I'll give it a try. All right, so that's how scenes work. Go back here, your scene. Yeah, there's lots you can do with this, lots to play around with. And as you start adding modules, you can do even more. I do also want to point out that I did, here, yeah, I did recently add this region effects thing. So gravity is a thing in Saga Edition, and essentially what this does is, see, it creates these special areas where gravity will shift. So you can drag it on. No, then how? I know I've used this before. Why can't I add it? Section, region controls. Do I have to create it first and then drag it? I literally have not used it since I behaviors. This does not show, it does not automatically show up. Okay. Yeah, I know I used this at one point. Does it get on there? I set this up and now I don't know how to fix it. Execute macro to make it. No, this is the macro for, this is the macro for like when something enters or leaves. So this is the macro that needs to be applied to the region. You know, I think I was also planning on adding this directly to the behaviors section. In the behaviors tab on the region. I like how I made this. I got it working and I still can't remember. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. I'm a silly goose. Yeah, so you do have to make sure that token moved in and token moved out is selected. Macro or drop macro. So yeah, you could go here. Apply high gravity. So entering the area will give it high gravity. Leaving will remove. I have never used this for one of my campaigns. I thought it was cool. When I do Starfall, there is a zero gravity section, so I'm excited to update the region, and then, oh, and we don't have any actors yet, so we're going to add an actor. We're going to call him Judy. You create so many random fake actors. Starts getting, okay, so if I drag this guy on here, it's going to disappear. Visible. Moving in should work. No, gravity's still normal. And here's more stuff that doesn't work. Yeah, this is another thing I tested extensively when I made it, and it doesn't seem to still work. Well, oh, you are correct. This is another problem I have with Foundry. Nope, that is not it. I must not have configured it. Okay, so it's token. Oh, okay. It's token enters and token exits, not move out. That. Okay. Now it should do it. There we go. And now it adds high gravity, and that is an effect on your sheet. Yeah. Goes up right there. It does some stuff. Sets the gravity to high, gives you a speed multiplier, a skill bonus to hit modifiers, all sorts of stuff. Thank you, I'm Maverick. That I think it also can't do it in well, pause too. So yeah, so that's a fun feature. That's actually been there for a bit. I did that a couple months ago. All right. Anyways, we're going through and how to build stuff. So we have a scene. We have an actor now. Um, the actor sheet is the thing I spent the most time on. I agree. I do think that the learning curve is worth it. There's a lot of stuff I still don't know because it's just not a feature I use. Especially since this is something I've been developing. A lot of the times we just do something and I haven't written any code to handle it, so we just kind of wing it. Um, that's just how you do it. So you get it working. Um, yeah, we can go through building a quick character here too. So on the settings page, there's a lot of stuff here. So we have is NPC. Essentially, this says, are there going to be multiple copies of this at the same time, like a stormtrooper, or is this a named dude like Darth Vader? If it's going to be like a stormtrooper, click is NPC. Yeah, hide audio. I definitely agree. Hang in there. It does get easier, and then they're going to release a new version. You're going to be like, oh, they moved all the buttons again. Foundry is um, they do a very good job of giving new features, but sometimes they're not afraid of breaking things. I've never seen any big breaking, but they're not afraid. Okay, auto size token based on actor size. This is turned off by default, but you can turn it on. Essentially, if you have something that makes there's a species, for instance. Uh, oh, it's that tree guy. There's a tree species that can be a humanoid tree, a large like four-legged tree creature, or like an actual tree. And you can toggle between the three things, and it will change your size if you have this enabled. Um, Allow sheet to modify token lighting. This is important for lightsabers, and light sources. They there are changes on there are certain changes that will like make things light up, and this needs to be turned on for that. Ignore prerequisites. Both of these are very dangerous. They essentially will. There are certain things in the game that have a large array of things like meant for different sizes or genders, and if you tell it to ignore the prerequisites, you can enable all that at once. I recommend this only if you're trying to add something that is not allowed on your sheet. Enable it, add the thing, disable it. I probably should spend more time on these and make them actually work in a way that makes me happy, but I have not done that. Yes, droids. Droids are, yeah. That should not happen anymore. That whole thing has been overhauled, the whole size thing, because there's some serious performance issues with how I was resolving size before, so it should be good. Um, uh, Gotcha. Yeah, Fantasy Grounds. I do have a license for Fantasy Grounds. That one actually felt overwhelming to me compared to Foundry. Like there's just a button for everything, and they were all right there. And um, yeah, I don't know. I liked this. This one felt more clean, and it felt extendable. I knew. I mean, I know how to write code. I knew I could add stuff to it. That's kind of what drew Foundry. It's how I knew it would be modify how I wanted. Okay, so that's all of this. So the real reason that we're here is the attribute generation type. This tells it how you want to roll your stats. If you leave it on default, it's up to your GM. There is a system setting that they can set, and that is right. That's the other thing. Figuring settings. All of the system settings are here. There's actually quite a lot of stuff, a lot of toggleable things you can toggle in here. The advanced compendium is one of them. Um, that's true, yeah. Sometimes you do have to sacrifice that thing, making things free to have them work. That's very true. Okay, so enable homebrew content from the wiki. This mostly works. I don't think it actually disables all homebrew stuff, um, but it definitely disables some of it if it's unchecked. I do need to go through and make sure that actually does. good job with that. Enable chat notifications when you change your total health. So essentially, this is if you have a player that you're worried is manipulating their health, you can turn this on and you'll see if they're messing with it. I don't think. Also, if you catch your player doing that, have a talk with them, and if they're not going to change their ways, find a new player. You should be able to trust your players. That's one thing. I GM professionally, ran my games in Roll20 for about 10 years. Biggest problems was my players not properly keeping track of what, or when they forget they earn certain things on level up. Oh yeah. So yeah, I did. I consider myself. So one thing I say a lot, and I've been trying to find a better way of saying it. And then a coworker did give me an explanation. Idiot proofing things is very important to me. No, having that, not knowing something and coming in and being able to pick it up easily is important. That's where all this came from. And I had a coworker recently tell me that there's a Japanese philosophical idea called the beginner's mind. Obviously, it's not called that, but that's what it's called in English, the beginner's mind. And essentially, it's the idea of being able to enter something and understand it easily. And that's kind of the vibe I'm going for. I don't want it to be complex. All right, so encumbrance by weight. If you want to track that, cool. It's right here. This is for if you want to like grant a specific feat or talent when you have a different one. It show or no, this is these are automatic feats or talents. So if you put anything in here, so there's an example down here, feat : toughness. Everyone will get that on when you create it. Counting ammo is hard though. Like you're so excited to shoot something, and then it's like, oh wait, I gotta go tick that down in the box. Which again, that's why I wanted to include it in here, because I also don't like tracking that. Bonus feats or talents. These are ones specifically that are granted to you when you have something else. So the example here is, you guys actually see this? Do I need to like change my screen resolution? Let's see. So this one is like when you have the point blank shot feat, it gives you the precise shot feat. Yeah, essentially there's a idea that I learned from Pathfinder. It's not exclusive to Pathfinder, obviously, called the feat tax, where there are certain builds that are just really hard to use. Clear to me. Oh, okay, good. There are certain builds that are hard to do because there's just so many feats you have to take to get there. Yeah, if somebody forgets that they fired their rocket, you're in trouble. Yeah, so certain builds hard to build because there's too many feats to take in a row. Because of that, I wanted to make sure there was a way to get around that. So if, for instance, you were doing a game where you thought that everyone should have at least martial arts. If they have martial arts 1, they should just have 2 right away. Or if they have armored defense, give them improved armored defense because the first one's kind of lackluster. Yeah, exactly. Armored defense talent is just passive for all players in my game. I kind of like that. I kind of understand why it's not that by default, but also, these guys are heroes. I kind of want them to give kind of high-powered build. Also, I want my Mandalorian to not start sucking at level 8 because they didn't take the next feat up. All right, there's a whole bunch of colors you can select. All of these are configurable. There is a plugin that this is the default if you don't have the plugin installed. If you have it, it gives you a color picker and you don't have to mess with hex values. Let's see. Oh yeah, color reset. It goes back to default. Critical hit modes. How you count diagonals. Let's see, what else? There's a whole bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, there's a couple of different skill sets you can choose down here. So like Lil Literalist has a skill called Athletics. That's a combination for climb, jump, and swim. Arthur's one it combines climb and swim, and acrobatics and jump, um, and gather information persuasion. So that's all here. So any questions about any of those? Let me know and I can go back to it. Okay, so we've decided let's do point buy. It's gonna be really funny if this doesn't work because this is like one of the first things I made. So if we go here, we go assign ability points. Here we go. 28 points by default. If you have a droid character, it will give you the modified one. It will not let you on. We can go here, select our stuff. That goes up quick. There we go. And we have that. All right. Please select a species. You click on that. It'll give you all the species. Yes, droid models are considered a species and they work as such. Storms. It's good. Okay. All right. Human. Human are a special case. They have the near human variants now included. So if you want to make a near human, that's not all those rules should work. We're gonna go with default. Go. Oh, it's in high gravity, so that's why it's at. Yeah, so then please select a class. You can click right there. It opens up the classes. I probably should have it filter based on what you can actually take at this point, but I don't have that. So all the prestige classes are here. All of the follower classes are. These are followers mostly work. I'm still working on those, but you can create a follower if you have the right talent. Pop up. I was pretty proud of how that turned out, but it is a bit buggy yet. So if you decide to delve into followers, though, I do recommend giving them like a free feed or two. They're really weak. They're not good. So yeah, we can drag a class on here. It adds your starting class feats right here. That is an awful list. I would like that to look better. Make your face better. Make art pop. All right. So I was going to add those. I did see that there might be a bug with that. No, they're right there. Oh, also, if you're an artist and you want to make little icons for some feats, weapons, talents, classes, whatever, feel free. Go on the GitHub and you can download these images. They were done by somebody else in the Discord. I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head. Now I feel really bad. But yeah, feel free to take these and use them as a template to create your own, add on to, and commit them back if you'd like them. Talking about a CT killer. CT killers are fun. I do feel like they get old quick. Oh, they can be nutty for sure. All right, so that's how you do that. If you have okay, so then we have train skills. This clickable doesn't do anything. Why? Because we scroll down here and here are skills. I'm not a huge fan of how this sheet is laid out. It's supposed to look like, yeah, stun grenades are actually really good, especially to start combat out. Man, they can really change how that whole thing works. I am not a fan of how this is laid out. It's supposed to look like the sheet given to you by the book, but frankly, I think people use skills enough that this should probably be scooted up and things should be rearranged, but I haven't figured it out. Okay, that's hide audio. That's incredible. They could get 4 spots down the condition track in. Oh, it's a triple attack. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so you go down here and we have 3 trained skills, so we can check acrobatics is a great one. Endurance. These are all the ones you always use, right? Acrobatics, endurance, and jump. I have initiative and perception highlighted because these are very common ones. Also, anytime you see that something is draggable, that probably means it can go directly on your hotbar. So if you want to, if you're a player, you want to roll initiative a lot, just drag that down there. Click on it, it rolls, rolled initiative. This is tied into the encounter system. Oh, it's one shot, not a triple attack? Oh, oh, sorry, I read triple track the first time and triple attack the second time. Wow. 7 array class, yeah, this game does really reward classing, and I love it for that. It was something I loved doing in Pathfinder, but in Pathfinder, there's only a couple of classes that are front loaded enough to make it work, and a lot of them you have to get like 3 or 4 levels in for it to work. I just remember I started adding Urban Barbarian to everything because it would let you do a Dex Rage. Ridiculous. Yeah, it got banned at one of the tables I played at because it was too good. Yeah. So that's how you set up your skills. Drag those. Jedi talent tree remaining. So you look here, and it goes. This is actually a feature that I am working on improving. So this arranges things in a tree. So things in the second column are going to require things in the first column. I had lines being drawn between them. It was extremely. It essentially was crashing Foundry because of how many things it was drawing, and I am not good at paging. So I gotta clean that up. But I have been prototyping a new way of arranging so that they look real, show up good. Soldier 4, Jedi 4, Scout 3, Scoundrel 3, Crime Lord 3, Noble 1, Bounty Hunter 1, Gunslinger 1. That's a build. All right. So in here you can choose your oh, okay, so I can't take anything from the middle column because I'm missing the previous. Yeah, we'll add block. Also, because of how talents, so yeah, you'll see that lightsaber combat talent trees on top and then blocks on the bottom. I probably should highlight block instead. Actually, not. It'll be fixed when I redo that. But yeah, we'll add block. Go. General feats. Open that up right here. Here, improve damage threshold. There. So you're out of prompts. That means you're probably done with everything you actually are required to have. Actually, that's a good question. Is that actually true? I think that actually is true. Yeah, you don't have any weapons or armor, but all of the like requirements for it to be a person are. Age. Age does change your stats. So it based on your species, it has these ranges here. You can select your age. So I am. In this case, I want to be an adult. So let's go. See a little highlight. Height, weight, gender. Choose your sex, and your gender. Sex actually has only rarely in the game has like a mechanical difference. There's certain species that are sexually dimorphic. Gender is what will actually show up under gender. So if those happen to be different for your character, you can set that. Destinies and backgrounds. Yeah, you can open this up. It'll give you your destinies. It'll give you your backgrounds. I believe you can only have one from one side or the other. Energy for debilitating shot and knockdown shot, and one right for the gunslinger prestige. That's totally fair. Debilitating shot is crazy good. I think there's also a debilitating strike, and I was listening to the Dark Times podcast on my way, talking about how using that with a knife guy almost makes a knife guy good. The whole point of talking about knife guys was that knife guys don't really work in the system, but they built one that was almost fun. I think they meant for it to be like a villain that you could use one time. It's just it doesn't scale well. I think like they max out at like level 8, and you can't add more knife guy stuff to it. All right, are there any other things on the sheet that we want to go over? So actions are a new thing. It's coming. Some things will show up here. You can't do much with them. This is kind of just showing me what things are going to show up. There's a module that gives you like hotkeys up here in the corner. This is supposed to be this is here to help me determine what's going to show up here and in what. Classes, this is where you can modify this stuff. First level, you get your full amount. Here. Add another one, and we can change this right here. So you can either re-roll, cool, or you can modify it yourself. If you have that setting turned on, changing this anything here will put a thing in the chat. So let's see, equipment. You have unequipped, equipped, and general equipment. You can just add things. So if you're like, if somebody's tossing things at you and you have to type in a bunch of things, like you can go 2 candles, blasters, etc. It'll create one for each. I probably should make it so those end up as quantities instead of part of it, but so a way to modify an actor from the compendium. For example, I took a stormtrooper out of the compendium and add it to the actors tab, and I want to give it X. Its health does not increase the next. Yeah, we can go over that. All right, I'm going to close down Shooty Boy, and we're going to get a stormtrooper out here. Stormtrooper is CL1. There we go. Yeah, so open up your actors tab, drag that stormtrooper over. Up. Non-heroic force. We can go to class. Oh, also, if there's anything that you want to add that's not rules legal, add this. Add all sorts of fun stuff. I should probably add a notification to the the GM when this is used by someone other than them. But yeah, you can add all sorts of stuff there. Sorry, adding a class. That's just about okay. There is a little open compendium button here. It is in a completely different spot than every other page. I'm going to move them. I use this system all the time, and doing it right now in front of people, I'm like, oh, that's actually not great. Okay, so you click this, it opens this up, and we can add new things. Ahead and add like soldier, stormtrooper. Select the starting feat. It tells you if you already have it, so the only thing they don't have is C medium. Oh, that's not right. That should work. Okay, noted. Add. Okay, so you said it wasn't updating hit points? Yeah, so the reason for that. Override. So because figuring out how many hit points per level it's not too hard to do. It's possible to do. I just didn't want to bother. I set up an override. So you can move this override. It goes down to 5. 5 is exactly what's in here. So if I go in here, I can now change this, have it roll, roll, roll. And now when I go back here, it'll be 13. And this is a right-click thing, so you can do this on a couple different things. And I'm definitely picking all the ones you can't do it on. Yeah, there's some other places you can do it. Yeah, so your defenses you can do it on. And that's really just because, yeah, health being overrideable like that is really for the GM to use. It's like, you throw some guys in there and suddenly your players are something that was supposed to be kind of a difficult encounter. They're just blowing through him, and you're just like, yeah, I'm going to give him an extra 10 hit points so he doesn't die in one shot. He'll die in 2 shots now. It'll be a little more interesting. That's really what it's for, but it's also for imports working. Yeah, I probably should have some sort of indicator that their health is over. Yeah, I'll work on that. Indicator. so that's how that works. That's why that wasn't working. All right. Were there any other issues you were having when you were trying to modify a storm? Okay. Well, if something else comes up. All right. So you can add your equipment there. What's the health? Okay. Yeah, I'll add some indicator. When I'm doing a lot of this stuff, I'm like I intimately know everything about this. I wrote it. You guys are not because you didn't write it. This stuff should be obvious to you too. It's not just for me. So, all right. This is another thing I'm not a fan of. You don't remember exactly which button is which. You have to shift. But yeah. So if you want some weapons, we go here. Add a blaster rifle. That sounds good. Is in the unequipped. Equipped. Once it's equipped, it'll show up down here in attacks. Expand that. Used to give you a little pop-up. I never put a pop-up. Yeah, so this is all the modifiers that are happening. Extra +2. X mod. Huh. It is, but extra +2, it's not. Huh. I'm not sure if you want to go over something like this. There's sometimes weapons that don't properly add an ammo counter because they use a lot of ammo. It's possible to modify the weapon. The fletched gun. Yeah, let's do that. The answer is yes. So everything in here, nothing is like built in. Spell fletched. Fletched launcher. I asked you how to spell fletched when you typed it to me. I don't know why. Yeah, let's go with the fletched launcher. Rifle. Okay, down there. Okay, so you're saying there are no. There is no ammo. All right, so let's pull up. Might be something I need to actually go. Fletched. Okay. It uses. After 4 shots, the canister must be replaced. Okay. So, here, so I have a reference, and I'm going to make sure I can chat because chatting, you guys are actually like talking, so I will fix that. Can't be used with rapid shot or any other feat or talent that expends more than a single shot. Fletched launcher requires special. So that's one thing I do need to add is there are things that cannot be anything other than single shot, and that should be represented in the weapon. 4 shots. Okay. So here. Pull up the blaster rifle because. Okay, so this is essentially the ammo. Power pack 50 means there are 50 shots in a power pack. There are ways to make it so that they or less ammunition, but that's the base. All right, so as you see, there's no ammo on here. Listen. Okay. Fletched ammo. It's 4 shots before it's used. Go. It shows up. Then create ammo for that. We can just go over to equipment. So you can do two different ways here. It usually uses items like fletchets or rockets and like I think power cells or power packs. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean. Are you talking about how you can have multiple? So, and I probably need to write something up on this and how to do this. So if you look at the grenade launcher, it'll give you an example of how to do multiple clips in something. So if you're doing, I would call like a rocket launcher having multiple clips, even though you don't call a rocket a clip. But so if you had like multiple rockets loaded and you wanted to have different kinds of rockets, the wrist rocket launcher does use various types of rockets. There's like almost half a dozen different. Okay, so fletchet ammo. So we have fletchet ammo, and we're also going to create explosive. All right, so we have two different kinds of ammo here. Fletchet ammo should automatically be picked up by this. So if we go reload, it will do that right here. I can eject the ammunition and it comes back. Oh, and it should not do that. So if we go back to equipment, you'll see it's back there. Well, okay, I never showed you that it disappeared. We're going to hit reload on the fletchet launcher. Loads. Go to equipment. It's gone. It doesn't. It hides it from you. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the conversation in chat while I'm going. Old info. I don't know. I don't think that the wrist rocket ammunition actually is all statted correctly. I know that it exists in the game. Okay, so this does not show up though. If you want it to show up, go here. We're going to create a change, and it's going to be acts as. Shit. Nope. All right, so we are going to go back down here, eject that ammunition, then load, and it's going to give me an option. Gotcha. And there, and now we have explosive fletchet ammo. So you can then put different stats on the different types of ammunition, and it will modify how things work. I do need to put together a list of like what things actually are inherited, because like damage is inherited. So if you want to do additional damage, and that can override or add that kind of thing. So yeah, you can create your own ammo system if you like. You can do all sorts. My plan is to make this more. So a lot of things I did early on, I could configure it very easily. You guys could not. My goal now is to make everything so that you build it from the ground up within the system if you'd like. Obviously, I'll still going to keep the compendiums up to date and stuff as much as I can. Yeah, so that's how that works. That's how you can do that. And yeah, you can add. I'm going to add a list of tags that are available. So one thing, the grenade launcher is a special is one that's already set up to do this. So if you go and add also I think the micro grenade launcher is ready too. Grenade launcher. This one has a lot of the stuff already on here. So this has the ability. So if you were making a rocket launcher and you wanted to have multiple rockets, this is how you do it. Ammo capacity is the new key, and this is telling you that you can have, so in this case you can have 4 launchable grenades ready to go. And in this case, the cool thing is, let's go add a bunch of different grenades real quick. Do adhesive, cryobang, flash, frag, gas. Okay, so we got all those. Those count as weapons in their own rights. They do show up in the equipment, the top part. They aren't in the general equipment. So you can still drag them over and still use them. Now, if I go down here, I go to my grenade launcher, open it up. Still an extra +2, and this one, it's not just that one. Interesting. If I hit reload, it lets me load any of those in. It might be missing the cryobang, actually. I don't remember if that one's like excluded from the list of launchable ones or if it just is not configured. Yeah, all of these will add it. I'm gonna add a couple. So then you see that there's these little pips down here. You hover on this one, it shows you your next ammo is your flash canister, followed by your frag grenade, which uses like power pack, cell, and 3 unique ammo types. I need to double check that one because that one's nuts. That weapon is configured. It is a crazy weapon though. I do need to go through and make sure that one actually is working with this new system. It should have imported it correctly, but I have not tried this one out. Okay, so if we go down here, yeah, it does seem to have 2 types of ammo here, and it has your. Oh boy, that's not right. Okay, so I see. So these are actually modifying the ammo. Yeah, that's not quite right. It will work. I will go fix this one specifically. So the problem is these different modes are actually have a different ammo key, and so they're not overriding though when they should be. So I will fix that. So that's a mix of the old and new ammo systems kind of colliding there. DC-17. Borked. It's the technical term. That's interesting. I didn't know it would do that. But yeah, the idea being the different modes should. Oh, that like shifted down. Oh no, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so the idea being the different modes use. Actually, you will use the power packs at different rates, I believe, and I think the gas canister as well. So that's that is a very complex weapon, but I will get that working. All right. Yeah, so it actually did used to work correctly. I kind of forgot about it when I updated the ammo system. So, all right. Do you guys have any other questions we should go over, or should we shift over to KOTOR? I guess I could do a bug fix, but I'm getting kind of tired, and I've been up since like 4 a.m. It's 9 p.m. 9:30 p.m. here. Oh. No, that's kind of the problem with having a job that I actually enjoy and like spending time doing. I expend all of my mental energy at work, and I come home, I'm like, RimWorld sounds like a plan. All right, let's go ahead and start up some KOTOR. Here somewhere. Okay, is that? There we go. Okay. I think the music should be turned off. Uh-oh. I think I clicked away while I was starting it. Let's go. Oh, wait. Oh, I started working. All right. And yeah, the sound effects are going to be funny because I do have the music disabled because it's definitely copyrighted. All right. Wow, it's been a while. Okay, so last time we played, we got to landing our ship, or crashing our shuttle Yeah, this game was inspiration for how I did a lot of this stuff, and I do want to have like these like I would like to have this like step by step, like, hey, here are the things you can do at this level. I kind of have that with the warning things at the top, but it's I don't know. I kind of like how this one walks you through it. I don't know what this character. Stream's black screen. That's no good. I fixed this last time. Oh, that's me full screen. Okay, so it should be a game capture. Hey, there we go. Okay, I don't remember what this character was doing. He's got high constitution and high strength. Alright, I think I was going for a... Oh, I'm a Jedi Guardian. Yeah, I was going for a beat face guy. Alright. Give him a little more strength. Not very bright, but he can persuade people. Powers. I kind of always rush the improved heal. And I think that's... Oh, actually. Force redirection's good. Yeah, she doesn't have to repair. Ace. She'll use a lightsaber. That sounds good. Oh. Dueling. Yeah, you probably should be doing dueling. It's a good game. I come back to it pretty often. I know a lot of people prefer the first game. I actually prefer the second one. I like the darker feel. I like how it just feels unnerving. Even when I was a kid and I was playing this, I just absolutely. All right, and she will apply powers to me, so I have to give her apply to me. Yeah, that actually will. That's the entire party. So yeah, she's going to do that. I have to make sure she's a support character. I don't know if I was saving levels for something, but I'm not. Yeah, I just I don't know. And I know people don't like Paragus at the beginning. I absolutely love Paragus. I think it sets a very interesting tone. I think it's great. It's like it's a horror game that like at the beginning, and it shifts into like still kind of a dark game, but not a horror game. I know. I think the problem is that a lot of people play these thing and they step through logs and stuff. Party points. Atten, I think we're hanging on to you at level 9 because I believe you just got, yeah, he just got his sneak attack up. I guess I could go another 3 levels. So the way Scoundrel works in this game is every 3 levels you get an additional sneak attack die. But Atten can also become a Jedi later, so you want to like decide, do you want to keep getting sneak attack dice, or do you want to switch over? Also, I love how you can just leave him here. Like, you don't even try to pick him up, you just like, nah. Right? Yeah. Oh wait, I already killed the 3 HK units. They stand over there. I got them. Okay, now your friend who you just left out in the snow. Oh good, there's people to rescue him. Like, I get why it's done that way, but also it is kind of silly.
Lay down your weapons, and you shall not be harmed.
I don't know. As I play light, I don't know. Light side is better in this, I think. The dark side is too comically evil. All right. We mean you no harm. That sounds good.
Why is it that everywhere we go, I end up in a cell? I mean, why did they lock us up? What is this place?
It is a training ground for Jedi.
What? This ice hole?
Yes, it bears the semblance of an academy. But
These
where are all
cells
the students?
are hilariously bad.
You've
too.
got to be
Like,
joking.
I'm pretty
What is
sure
a
they
Jedi
violate,
Academy
like,
doing out here in the middle of
Geneva
nowhere?
Convention. Like,
It is a
have to have
place
so
hidden
much
from the
space.
galaxy like the academy on Dantooine. But this
And
place...
You can't like
Atris,
have it so you
have
burn
been
your
clever.
hand if you touch the wall.
Atris?
It's none of your concern.
Well, the sooner we're out of here, the better. 2 crazy Jedi are more than enough for me. No one told me we were going to be dumped in a nest of Jedi.
But also
What is it about this
models
place
for
that
the
causes you
cells
such
obviously
fear?
were made before they
What do you
realized
mean?
that they're gonna have
We're in the
characters
middle of a
laying
bunch of
down in them.
Jedi. You know how they are.
No, I do not. Not in the way you seem to.
What are you doing? Get out of my head!
Stop struggling. Let me follow the current. Deep, deeper to its source.
Stop! Stop! Ah!
Ah, with the fear is mingled guilt. It squirms in you like a worm. And the why? Ah, and there is its heart. You surprise me. I could not feel it before. Your feelings are a powerful shield indeed. Do not worry, Atten. If he is a Jedi, he will forgive. And if he is not, he will not care.
You can't tell him, please. I'm asking you. I don't want him to...
Think less of you. I hardly think that's possible. Still, there is no shame in what you ask. We all wage war with the past, and it leaves its scars. I will not speak of yours, Atten, but there is a price for such things.
What? What price?
There are those who wage war and those who follow them.
Goddamn Loch
You
Ness
are a
Monster.
crude thing, murderer, but you have your uses. You know how important this man we travel
don't
with
like
is.
the character
Even
of
one
Freya
such as
is-
you can feel it.
I mean,
You will
I
serve
don't like,
him
she's a
until I
villain. She's
release
kind of a
you.
villain to me.
And if I
Obviously,
refuse?
but the
You
voice
will
actor
not.
for her is incredible.
If you do, then my silence will be broken. And then, Atten, you will be broken. You fear the Jedi, and rightly so. If Atris learns of your choices, you will never leave this place. But whatever fear you hold of the Jedi, know that if you disobey me, that my punishment will make you beg for the death that has long hounded you. Wipe the fear from your mind. You will not find blind obedience a difficult master. You chose it once. You will learn to embrace it again.
I don't know how you became such a manipulative witch, but why a vicious old scowl like yourself would even bother with me is a bigger mystery.
No game of Dajaric can be won without pawns, and this may prove to be a very long
I
game.
don't think they use,
You are a slippery one.
like Star Wars
Your
swear
thoughts
words in
difficult
this
for
game,
even one
like,
such as I to
Dank
read.
Farrik or anything like that.
I
They don't have
suspect
any
the
bad.
self-loathing that squirms within you gives you a curious strength. Your spirit,
Which is okay.
as
I think they sound
diseased as
silly
it
when
is,
they use made-up
refuses to
swears.
allow you to give up, no matter what threats you face and whatever
Like,
wreckage
I think they
you
should
leave
do it.
behind you. I feel you have crossed our path for a reason. Perhaps even you, at the right moment, may be able to turn aside disaster. If so, your potential is not yet spent.
Fine. I'll be your pawn. But I still think you've got the wrong man.
Perhaps. But someone has to fly the ship, and the Force is a hard thing to predict. You have crossed our path for a reason. Our path brought us here for a reason. And now I know why. The past is here, and it must be met before the future can be set in motion.
More Jedi speak. Care to explain?
No.
Oh, I'm
I've
Maverick.
wasted
Yeah,
enough time
I'm surprised
again.
you stayed
Sleep,
this long.
murderer,
That's
and be
a late night.
silent. I need no distraction.
Yeah, thanks.
A
yeah,
critical
good night.
moment approaches.
I'll try to do these more often now that I'm settled into it. I enjoy this. It's fun. So. Busy looking. What's these buildings with such long, like...
I did not expect to see you again after the day of your sentencing.
I thought you had taken the Exile's path, wandering the galaxy. Yet you have returned. Why?
She's like really far away while talking. How do you hear her? Let's see. I'll be a good guy.
Your concern is noted. Your friends have not been harmed. They have been detained for their safety. I find it unusual that you are traveling with others again. I had thought you had forsaken the company of others after the war. Or is that why you are here?
Not my intention to come here or see you again.
Yet here you are. Perhaps you do not know yourself as well as you think. Regardless, your arrival here begs an explanation. Have you come to face the judgment of the Council, as you did so many years?
Oh, what'd I do? Oh, there we go. Force brought me. Refresh my memory. Why did the Council cast me out? Council exiled me out of fear of Revan. Well, that is true. Let's dog on the Council. The Council exiled.
You sought adventure. You hungered for battle. You could not wait to follow Revan to war. The Jedi Order asked only for time to examine the Mandalorian threat. They urged caution, patience, and you defied them. So when you returned, you were brought before us. You were a Jedi no longer, and so you were exiled. There was much about that day that was difficult to forget. Your words, your defiance, and when you stabbed your lightsaber into the center stone. I have kept it, so I would never forget.
I didn't realize you still had it after so many...
I have always kept it, as a reminder of what can happen when your passions dictate your actions. I have kept it, so I would never forget your arrogance or your insult to the Order.
Let you do different colors on a dual lightsaber. Be it more like two lightsabers. Became a Jedi again when you returned to me. I don't... It's a red lightsaber, man. I wish to earn the right to carry my lightsaber.
Become a Jedi again? That is a thing far out of reach. But I am not unsympathetic to your feelings. Leaving the Order must have been difficult for you. Yet you gave the Council no other choice. You gave me no other choice.
I had no choice but to go to war. There we go. I'm a good guy, so I went to war to protect others, not for battle.
So your choice was to meet the aggression of the Mandalorians with more aggression. That is not the Jedi way.
I mean, is it the Jedi way to let people be massacred?
Every choice we make, whether we know it or not, sends echoes through the Force. It can awaken feelings, ignite passions, hate, anger, fear, where none existed before. By meeting aggression, by serving as an opponent against which the Mandalorians could test themselves, you fed their hate, their lust for war, and it sent a terrible echo through you.
That's definitely frozen. That's... Huh. Oh, here, let me try shift it. Hey, there we go. Yeah, it's specifically on a game capture source. That should not be a problem. I'm gonna go use them. Sitting here. Not tempted to help the innocent. That's nothing more. I'm not here to debate the council.
Indeed.
Good.
Very well. Your exile has given you some wisdom, at least. So then answer me. How did you find this place? And why have you returned after all this time?
This part does have... Just like, wow, everyone hates you. I'm looking for my ship so I can leave Telos. Yeah, let's do that. That's the
Your
only
ship?
that's not a dick move.
Ah, the Ebon Hawk. It is not your ship. Unless you are admitting to the destruction of the Paragus mining facility.
Destruction of Paragus was an accident. Necessary. I can't be like there were Sith there. I was trying to do something.
Necessary? The destruction of Paragus was necessary? You have not changed. Acting instead of thinking, putting yourself before the galaxy, before the Jedi. Do you know what you have done?
I know I... Telos in jeopardy, but I had no choice. Yeah, no, I was the same way. Like, I think that's kind of why I like this game. Was like, you were the good. I was playing the good guy, but not all the other I thought were good guys liked me.
No, your crime is much more than that. Without the fuel from Paragus, Citadel Station cannot maintain its orbit. It will crash into the planet and its destruction will echo across 20 other worlds.
Yeah, let's just keep threatening people. That is one thing that's not great about this game is the dark side stuff is just so overly. It's so overly aggressive. Like, I understand that that's part of being dark side, but
Telos was a test to see if the Republic could mount a restoration effort on the Outer Rim. When it fails, the Republic will not finance another. The other Rim worlds, devastated by the Sith, will remain graveyard worlds, devoid of life. And that is the magnitude of your crime.
Know me, and I would not intentionally. Sith attacked me on Paragus. The battle destroyed.
The Sith? What do you mean?
The Sith have returned and they're hunting all Jedi.
You speak truly. You have encountered the Sith. I can feel the scars on you. Tell me, where did you encounter them?
Sith came for me on Paragus to kill me. Ship you.
Paragus?
Those
What would they want there? They can't have been looking for you.
Last of the Jedi. Wah wah.
You. If they thought you were Jedi, the teachings of the Sith blind them indeed. I am the last Jedi, not you. You betrayed our teachings, our beliefs, the very core of the Jedi Order. If these Sith attacked you, they will soon realize their mistake. And if you escaped, they most likely let you go to see if you would lead them here.
It's always about you, huh? So I offer my help. You'll need it.
You offer your aid after turning your back on me? On the
Still stuck on
Council?
that, huh?
The Jedi is not something you embrace out of fear. The commitment is stronger than that, something you never seem to understand.
I'm not doing this out of fear. I want to help.
Perhaps. But if you help me, it cannot be done from here. There are others in the galaxy who may help us against a Sith threat. If you can find them, gain their trust, perhaps our defenses shall be stronger for it. Take your ship, seek them out. If you find them, encourage them to gather on Dantooine. From there we can call a council and see what can be done.
Anyone who can aid us, I will find them.
Then I shall send you on your way. It is now time.
We shall remove him, mistress. Come with us.
It's very breathy.
Are you all right, mistress?
The exile brought up feelings best left forgotten.
Forgive me, mistress, but I must ask, the exile, I've never seen another affect you so strongly. Did you care for him once?
The Jedi have no such attachments. As always, he will do as he
Oh, that
wills.
means yes.
And the galaxy, and the feelings of others, can burn for all he cares. The day we judged him, I stood in the chamber, and he was
Do you
so
think it's funny
right.
how Meeter
He was
Surik
so
is the
certain of it,
canonical
I doubted
exile
myself. He chose Revan over the
male
Jedi, over the
character is
Council,
much more
over...
fleshed
But
out in
now,
this game.
now I am tired. I must meditate.
Of course, Mistress. I will tell the others you are not to be disturbed. And please, do not exhaust yourself. We can attend to matters here.
Attachment work for I mean, I think that there's a certain amount. So I think being mean to people isn't necessarily dark side. It's why you're being mean. If you're doing it for your own self gain, that's dark side. But if you're doing, like, if I'm threatening somebody to try to save somebody, that's not really the hell. Oh, there we go. Turns you around. Oh man, forgot. Okay. Oh right, this is one of those games where A and D rotates the camera, not strafes. Yeah, the no attachment thing for Anakin. Honestly, I think Anakin just needed therapy. He had someone to talk to about this stuff, and without like repercussions, I think everything. And Maiden.
You are the exile, the one Atris warned us about.
Yes, literally, I'm your only guest here. M1 and M2 at the same time will auto walk. Oh, I didn't know that. No, I think that's a good way to rationalize doing dark side things during light side run. I think that there is a certain amount of stuff that's considered dark side in this game that is would probably better be described as just being pragmatic and trying to do things in a timely manner. I know that's like taking a shortcut, sort of, but I don't. GM Fiat, beep beep. What did Atris say? She was right. You're lucky I don't kill you all. That's yeah. Yeah, but I mean, in my
She
games,
said, you betrayed the
getting dark
Jedi
side points
by going
is
to war
super
when it was
easy.
forbidden
Like,
to
you.
you.
Have to, like,
You
really
turned on your
be doing
masters,
something
your
messed up.
teachings, and yourself.
Teasing, I'm really not a bad guy.
That is not all she says. She says you know nothing of loyalty to any cause except your own animal instincts. And she told us why you fell to the dark side.
I usually rule like intentionally causing extra pain, attacking like downed enemies, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that starts leaning dark side. But there's also like pragmatic reasons why it's like just self-defense, where I'm like, yeah, maybe not. What dark side?
Atris says that you fell to the dark side in the Mandalorian Wars when you gave in to your lust for battle. Once you tasted war, you could not give it up.
It's not that I make it hard to get dark side points, but my players aren't usually good people. Yeah, I have my brother-in-law's playing a Mandalorian, and he definitely skirts the edge often, and I think that's good for the role. I think it's good role playing for the character he made. But generally, like, one of my games also, like Session 0, I say torture's right out. We don't do torture scenes. If you say I'm torturing somebody, we're gonna fade to black and we'll move on from there. Because I just don't like playing that way. Player kills an evil person that's helpless in my campaign. I'm not a DSP. Oh, yeah. I think unarmed evil people still would give you dark side points just because of, I mean, Star Wars in general has the whole idea of like redemption being I got what you meant. Like redemption in general is very heavy. Like just the like the in-universe morality, I think I would still do it. Like, I mean, Vader was considered redeemed after Return of the Jedi, right? Like it wasn't like Luke really liked him, but he was still evil. It was like, no, he was considered redeemed by the story.
Atris says
But
when the Dark
I
Lord
think you should
Revan
use
returned to the
whatever morality
Republic,
system
you did not
makes sense
march with
for your
them
game.
because you had fallen so far you could no longer feel the Force.
I know people disagree with Vader actually being redeemed. It is kind of, especially after all the child killing, you know. That is untrue, but Atris.
I believe that is the extent of her
Mine are greedy. They started the campaign so we want a Star Destroyer. Okay, that would actually be a really, really. That sounds like a great campaign, like a great player-driven campaign where your whole bit is we just want to build up till we have a Star Destroyer. To kill a planet is only one point. Maybe. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it depends. It really depends. I don't know. How many dark side points do you think Chopper has? He's single-handedly destroyed multiple ships and killed like. I think the exact count is like 42,000 Imperials or something. Express
Yes,
feelings.
it is difficult sometimes for others to truly speak their heart or listen to it. The words often prove difficult, or they do not come at all.
They have a space casino. That's incredible. Had they taken the gambler talent? What do you think Atris' heart
Without
says?
having seen you and Atris fight, I cannot say. Battle is a pure form of expression. It is heart and discipline, reduced to movement and motion.
I do think this is really interesting. I might have to bring in some of this philosophy into my campaign. Like have them meet somebody who wants to fight just to get to know. I fought Atris. That might make the truth.
Perhaps. It may prove truer than conversing with words. In battle, the words are swept away, giving way to actions. Mercy, sacrifice, anger, fear. These are pure moments of expression.
I would like to ask
You
you
may
something. You can't just ask why you look different from the other women here. That just seems inappropriate.
Before you go, Exile, question for you, if I may ask it. You have touched the Force. What does it feel like? Please, I wish to know.
I thought this part was so interesting that they gave you different ways of explaining. Like all three of these are like really nice poetic ways.
I see. Thank you, Exile. I appreciate you sharing your knowledge with me.
I recently ran a game.
You have returned.
Where,
Is there
ran
something you need?
counterware. So my characters have a not the Ebonhawk, but they have a different dynamic class freighter. Okay, can you not start fighting people here from here? Or do you have to talk to someone else? And they went through a derelict ship, found some Krath, fought some Krath, rescued a guy that they thought was just like a mechanic. But he ended up being the deposed, or the original captain, but deposed, and the captain that they fought was like the first officer. And they get back onto their ship. They have him in jail because they agree to take him with them in exchange for his help. Well, during the whole, supposed to talk to one of the kids too.
Why have you approached? You will find them in the particle emitters there that once governed the flow of water to Telos can double as force cages.
Yeah, you have a good night. Thanks for watching. Gungan soldier, Miraluka Dark Jedi, and a human noble. 2-year ongoing campaign. They're like level 14 now. How are they? My game has been going. Okay, so my game did take a hiatus due to 2 children being born. Yeah, But we're like level 8 after 4 years. Yeah, so anyways, they pick up this Krath guy, bring him back on the ship.
It is not part of my duty.
And he kind of took it over it was like a Saw encounter on their ship, like where they were all locked in rooms and had to escape. And I did like a Hannibal Lecter meets Long John Silver thing. Really fun. I definitely recommend that kind of thing. Yeah, he was like talking over the loudspeaker to them quietly and creepy. Just the tone shift for that encounter was really fun. I'm looking for a fight. This is not a dark side thing.
I would welcome a chance to instruct you.
I like how you could just like say you want to fight.
Very well.
There we go.
Before we begin, are you familiar with the Chani
sessions
traditions?
a week would be so fun. I would love to have the time to do that. Does that have anything to do with why you want me to disrobe? Yeah.
All duels between us shall be without armor of any kind. There shall be no restrictions upon our movements. Your feet are not to leave the training mat during the battle. If they do, you will lose. Also, this is not a fight. The fight will be with hands and feet only.
See my fancy
No
little
stimulants,
shoes.
shields, weapons, or other items. Also, do not call upon in turn. Then let us.
Oh, why can't I move?
This will teach you.
Oh, I can't move. Normally I'd walk her off the mat a little bit. Yeah. But I actually cannot move my character right now. Actually take her.
You have succeeded.
I cannot move. Oh, I feel like there's a trick for this. Quick save, quick load. Is it F11, F12? No, that's Fallout. F4, F5, thank you. There we go, thank you.
Have you returned to fight again?
Oh, actually, I think I want to heal. Weird would it be to see someone reach their hand out and shove a ball around them. Right,
Have you returned to fight again?
That's true, still less bugs in the Bethesda game. I have a friend who's really into speed running. Like doesn't do it himself. He enjoys watching it. Sent me a video on how speed running is.
Very well. I shall honor your request. Our next
like the
battle
new
will be
Vegas
using the
3,
higher forms among the
generation. And one of
Ichani.
the things they
You may
can
choose
do is
hands
quick
and
save and
feet,
quick load
or whatever
to
melee
maintain
weapon you
velocity.
wish,
It makes
but
you
use no other
fly.
items or Jedi
Yeah,
techniques.
The funniest bug. Yeah, just quick save, quick load, and you start flying. If you do it enough in succession, you.
Then let us. You have succeeded. If you wish, you may challenge us again, and we will progress to more advanced
It's true,
movements.
yeah, ships are huge money sinks in this game. I'm trying to get them to do more modifications to their ship. The Lubriderm. Have you never seen someone do that before in this? Yeah, you don't. You can do that on everything, on every tier of this. You can just kind of walk at them until they fall off the bat. It's not really necessary for this character. I just think it's funny. Yeah, because as soon as they want to be at a specific
Have you returned to
distance from you
fight again?
attack, and they can't step off the mat. So
Very. Our next battle shall be free of in. Then let us.
I think I can use a lightsaber during this, but. Back it up. Oh no, she's actually gonna take me down.
You have fallen.
Yeah, consular runs are hard. It's hard to beat them. Consular. And if you crank the difficulty all the way up, I don't know if it's mathematically like. Yeah, it's possible, but you have to play the system. Let's loot all their stuff. Not a dark side thing to do. You can steal all their shit. That's totally fine. Oh, I was supposed to use the. I don't have security skill. So one thing I would like to see. One reason I want to see a remaster of this game is that the rooms are so sparse. Like, do people actually live like this in Star Wars? It's like there's nothing in the rooms. You're like, yep, there's a mat on the floor and a chair. I know this is like a monastery, but it still seems like not enough, rather. Yeah, very sterile. Wow. RNG. Let's run sprint. I level. Yeah, that's true. You mean planets in this game are underpopulated, or just in general? Because I think that's kind of true. I think though a lot of them have the problem where advanced people went there at one point. Like. Yeah, I think the idea is that there's like this whole theme of like constant, the technological advancement, like it happens, but it seems to like revert regularly. I think the idea is that some of these worlds are like cut off from the core, right? So they don't get the benefits of being. They just don't get the same benefits from being in an advanced culture that you'd expect, because they're so isolated.
Have you returned to fight again?
Oh, I'm naked again. I wasn't sure. I mean, it was it was the 70s and 80s, so yeah, it's all analog. No, I think the funniest thing to me is like the data chips are massive, but droids are like human size in their brain, but their brains have to be really complex, right?
Very well. Our next battle shall be free of restriction on weapons and items. In turn, I will spare.
Okay,
Then
so
let
like,
us.
can I wear armor then? I get naked to talk to her, but I can wear armor now. I don't remember if it's the Zensha or the Jal Shay, but one of these was have lightsabers but also buttons. Yeah, no, I do like the aesthetic. I like the weird analog feeling. And a lot of the books from like the 90s kind of capitalize that on that. It's oh, she's teleporting around. That's not fair. So we could teleport. There you go.
You know much of melee combat. You surprise me.
Well, 2, the galaxy is like feudal holdings owned by Jedi Lords because of how long the fighting. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think there's a lot of there's a lot of recycling and going back to what.
There is nothing more that we can teach you from. If that is, we shall see how you fight again. Use whatever. Then.
No, I didn't heal. Oh, that's okay. Why am I naked again? I'm allowed to wear armor now, but apparently. What was I wearing before? Oh, the Durasteel heavy armor stuff is funny. I don't know if they can probably still hit me, but. Yeah, they're gonna take me down.
You are a strong opponent. Atris was correct about you.
Yeah. Galleon style. Yeah. I could take all of you on. Yeah, you could actually do.
One does not sweat in the polar regions of Telos. Then.
Why not all 6 of you? You can. It does. Yeah, for sure.
There is no need for the last of us to join in this fight. The weakest among us will only serve to diminish
I
our
can't imagine
techniques.
why she leaves with you. They're all so nice to her here.
We fight as one when we are 5, not 6. And that number. Very well.
And I'm naked again? Yep. Have any? Okay. I have some med packs. Okay. Also, you can use as many as you want from your. It's a bit cheap. It's a little cheeky, but you can. Yeah, so you just go back to your inventory. Oh wait, I'm in a. Oh, I am somehow in a combat round. Let's raise my defense a little bit. Actually, hit hard. Yeah, but it counts the one you use in queue differently than the one you use. Oh no, I'm frozen. have a melee energy shield. Keeps like making me engage. I just want to walk at him. Oh no, I'm still frozen.
This will teach you. This will teach you.
Walk again, but at what cost? Set the counter on how many. Oh, dang. Back again. Oh, it really locks me in. And I'm stuck again. And am I gonna actually have to fight her? Seems to be locking me in place pretty good. Hey, she looks like she went off the map. Oh shit, I walked off the map.
We knew you were no match for us.
Ah.
Yet you decided you would try anyway.
Let's do a quick little reload. You only get to try that once, so. Yeah, you have a good night too. Thanks for joining us. Let's try to take a med pack here. I know in the first KOTOR, definitely.
This will teach you.
Luckily, I can equip this. Why are you attacking? You did the other thing. I definitely should have increased my healing instead if I didn't.
This will teach you. This will teach
There
you.
we go. She definitely stepped off the mat on that action.
There shall be no more matches, no more challenges. There is much we have learned from you. If we meet on the field of battle, we shall be prepared.
There we go. Yeah, it's not too hard once you figure out that they have to back up. That last fight is really, really hard if you're not spec'd into melee and you don't know that. I'm sure you probably... But yeah, I'm like on the hardest... I was trying to play that mod that like let you go to all the planets from both games in one, and it had like a super difficulty on top of the regular one, and it didn't work. Like I was really like I set it up. I'm like, this is gonna be really great. It'll be harder. It'll be really fun to play. Nope. It was actually just a broken difficulty.
Did you find what you came for?
But it's been a couple years. I might go back and try it. That depends what I was supposed to find here.
There was something from your past here, something unresolved. I feel we did not come to this place by chance. You were led here. This woman who resides here, she did something to you once.
Sounds like a
something that
fortune teller.
hangs upon you still.
Nothing specific. Keep it vague. Wanted to punish me further. Yes, you did.
I see it now. The act has left its marks. Be warned. Unresolved events from our past can create wounds in the present and the future. And more importantly, they can distract you, weaken you. It could prove fatal against the enemies we face.
Woman here is a Jedi. Didn't I just say that she was a Jedi? Are you done? You know, that's how I feel about
If that is all you wish to hear, then I have nothing more to say. Let us depart.
Is Atten okay? Looks out cold. What happened to Atten?
He's only sleeping. It seems the journey here has fatigued him.
Yep, no more questions.
I am sorry, General. I must have lost consciousness in the crash.
Yeah, let's be a dick to the guy who got knocked out.
I'm fine, General. Even power has been restored to
Kind of
my
my problem
arm.
with some of
What is
the,
this place? Where are we?
Dark side options. They're just very like cruel for no purpose. Yeah, I could listen to Beodor. Beodor or Beodor? I could listen to Beodor talk for very, very.
This must be where I had detected the energy readings before, and the drain to the restoration shields.
Tell this voice actor, like whisper at the microphone.
It looks part of a huge polar irrigation system, possibly planet-wide, like the one on Coruscant. I had been told by the Republic that it was not in use.
Just randomly threaten him.
I am, General. If you wish, I may travel with you, or join you at the ship.
Just go to the ship. I will deal with your failure later. Man. I actually really like Beodor. Kreia, I can't stand Kreia, but she is much better.
Very well,
I'm just gonna take. Like Kreia has that ability where whenever she uses a power
Mistress,
on herself,
you summoned
it affects
me.
you as well, which is.
I
Really
have a
good.
task for you. The exile is dangerous. I'm concerned that he was able to return to Republic space and reach Telos without my knowledge.
Mistress, the Harbinger was lost in transit. It was our failing.
What is done is done. But now I need you to travel with him.
Mistress,
I realize what I'm asking of you, and I'm asking that you keep your purpose a secret, even from your sisters. I need someone to watch the exile closely, and let me know if he contacts the Sith. More
I think the scene is
importantly,
added by
I
the
need you to
restoration
study him
pod.
closely.
I think it was
I need to know
removed.
what he thinks, what he does. Become part of his group. Earn his trust. Get him to confide in you.
I will do as you ask, Mistress.
Wants him to confide in her.
But, Mistress, the exile did not seem to pose a threat to us.
Ah, but he does. Do not be fooled by the exterior. It is his nature you must beware. He fell to the dark side once. He will do so again. I am trusting you with this task, last of my handmaidens. Do not disappoint me. The galaxy, the Jedi, may depend on it.
Oh. I forgot you could get influence with Beodor. I just remember the first time playing this as a kid. I couldn't find all the lightsaber buttons. I think is a pretty common issue people have. Let's go. Still need a lens. Player playing an HK droid. Well, HK-47 speech, I was able to train an AI text to voice. Create a voice for him, and now he just types out what his character wants to do. That's actually a really great use of AI. I've been struggling with how much I want to use AI when I'm prepping games and stuff, but I actually really like that. And again, I feel torn because it's like, well, a real voice actor should get that credit, but you're not going to hire a voice actor for your game, so I think that makes sense. Ooh, an exchange negotiator. Those are actually kind of good. They're no, I think I would probably do that. That's actually a really cool way of doing it. 11 Labs, huh? I'll give that one a go. No, I was watching a video about what's the difference between using a it's not bad. It's not good. It's not bad. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Oh, I was watching a video about what's the difference between using AI versus using a random roll table. And it's like, well, that's a good point, but like someone made the roll table, right? Yeah, I think that one's okay. And I've been talking to a bunch of friends and coworkers about like using it for this purpose, and pretty much we've come to the idea that as long as you're not like selling it and you're not eliminating, if you're not eliminating an artist from things, you're okay. But I still think there's some gray area because like I could hire an artist to make. I made like a token for a brand pirate, and yeah, I could have hired someone to do that, and I may still just kind of say, hey, this is like kind of like it did a really good job of interpreting what I was trying to make. But I would
Well,
like
if it isn't the one who stole the Ebonhawk. Not so smug now, are you little thief?
It is unlikely the droid stole the vessel.
Says you.
Is this your droid? It looks badly damaged. Dissected.
Alright, are you alright? Yeah. Faulty took the ship. Riveting conversation. Yeah, no, I'm still not sure how I feel about AI in most cases, including games, but I did use it to generate like roll table upon roll table. Yeah, absolutely. Using it to organize your thoughts is good. Sometimes it does a really good job of extrapolating your thought. I think for brainstorming, it's really fun. I used it to make a skill challenge, like for escaping pirates and Sith at the same time, and like, hey, give me a bunch of like stuff they might run into, and give me like a roll table, like give me like a roll table of like 50 things, and it did that, and I went through it, curated the list, and I got the 50 down to like 10 that I actually wanted to happen, and that's how I went with it. No, it's weird to use AI for. I'm still struggling to figure out what I want to use it for because this is something I enjoy doing. I don't know if I really spend like let a computer do it for me. Let's see. See at the end. As far as fluff and flavor text, I had built they were in this pirate lair in an ancient fort, very cool. And the thing was, the planet had like a lightly toxic atmosphere, so like you could spend a couple hours there safely, but like beyond that, you'd start getting ill. So they had life support within the fort. Well, I asked it like, "Hey, can you describe this life support system?" And it went and like described how it was built from like parts of a Bacta tank and parts of an engine, and it did a really interesting job of like details I wouldn't have thought to even make. Learn. Wait, can I not use this? Oh, there we go. Apparently I hadn't used it yet. Yeah, that's a good question. I think AI generation is going to really screw over a lot of kids who to get past school. Because the point of school obviously isn't just to learn all those things; it's to learn how to learn. And just typing things in prompt, you're not doing. Maybe that's just because I'm old and don't understand how that could be beneficial. But I think you need to learn. You need to learn how to learn things, not necessarily all of the specific things they have to learn. I don't know. I think we're going to run into things are going to be very different in 10 years in like the job market place. I have no idea what it's going to be like, but I don't know. I'm a software developer. I keep getting told it's going to take my job, and then I see what AI can do. It does an okay job of kind of doing it the first time, and then it tries to maintain things and it just breaks stuff. We had Ask Jeeves. That's true. We had Ask Jeeves. I forgot about Ask Jeeves. We also used to have Google. Google used to be an Arcanian sonic blaster. Those are solid. They have stun, and they are like the specific one. Google used to not suck. I miss Google when it was good. I suppose is there like another box I missed? That one. That is one thing about this game, like it feels like it has such a grand scale, but it's so much empty space. God, Ask Jeeves. I remember how I used to like ask it like it was I used to ask it questions like it was a person. Like Google, you start figuring out like the secrets to how to Google well, and it's not complete sentences, but Ask Jeeves, I always use complete sentences.
Mistress, the last of the handmaidens is not among us.
She has left with the exile.
Left?
But why? Her oath.
I sent her to travel with the exile. She may discover something I cannot.
Mistress, the last of the handmaidens, she is willful, and she has demonstrated a fascination with Jedi. It may not have been why.
I know what I have done, but it was necessary.
I did say thank you, yeah. I'm trying to figure out their accents. Like, Atris has, like, a very British one. But
well, now that we're off that Dejaric board of a planet, I say we burn sky until we see lines.
England or even Irish. I never noticed that before. That droid sure is making a lot of noise. What's that? What's with T3? Oh, neither of them are understanding him. Okay. One of the players in my group is playing a droid who has the body of a like entertainment droid, but the head of a T3 unit. It is a great character. Did what when you were connected? So she's actually asked us to go find these people, but we had to sneak the information. Okay. Downloaded her archives.
What is the machine?
Also, they make Atris like, she says, what's the machine what's the machine saying? Like, she hasn't grown up and lived with droids her whole life. Like, it's a new thing. Holo record of the
We
day of
seem to have
exile,
found
yeah.
it.
I mean, it doesn't make sense for most people to understand binary. And I think even Anakin Skywalker doesn't. He has like a little pad with him to understand.
Do you know why we have called you here?
It's in one of the deleted scenes for Revenge of the Sith, I think. And there's like a whole bit where Anakin's like, no, I think beep beep is yes and beep boop is no, and yeah.
As Revan summoned you,
yeah.
so have you come full circle to return to the
Malachor
Jedi.
5.
Why did you defy us? The Jedi are guardians of the peace, and have been for centuries. This call to war undermines all that we have worked for.
Is Revan your master now? Or is it the horror you wrought at Malachor that has caused you to see the truth at last?
You refuse to hear us. You have shut us out, and so have shut yourself to the galaxy.
We feel that your true understanding of what happened at Malachor 5
That's good, yeah.
will only happen in time, and it cannot happen here, near the battlegrounds where you
Yeah, I
fought.
get it. I
You
know
are
why.
exiled,
Yeah, I
and
like
you
that.
are a Jedi no longer.
There is one last thing. Your lightsaber. Surrender it to us.
So, I understand why they have that pillar in the middle of their room.
Much
for this
defiance in
trial.
that one.
You are
But
correct,
it's directly
Kavar.
blocking you
When he
from
was
seeing the
here,
person across from
I
you.
felt
so
it.
For any normal
It was
meeting,
as if he
you
was
just wouldn't
not
be able to see the
there.
guy directly
More
across from
like
you.
an
I think
echo.
That's very funny.
Revan's influence has grown amongst the youngest of the Order. She speaks to their passions, not their sense. The war has touched them. Many of them have found themselves in the war against the
Puts that in the middle
Mandalorians.
of a meeting.
It is
That's
as I feared,
a horrible idea.
and I fear that we have played into the hands of the enemy.
We have not lost a Jedi this day. You felt it. He has lost himself. He is no Jedi. He walked Revan's path, but he was not strong enough.
I fear it is our teachings that may have led Revan to choose the path she did.
We are not the ones who taught her.
We take responsibility, Atris,
Also,
not
I will
blame.
definitely stand for
The choice
female
of
Revan.
one was the choice of us all.
It just,
Revan's
it
teacher
feels so
intended
much
no
better to
harm,
me. I don't
and
know
Revan
reason
had
for
many
why,
teachers since.
Yet they all stem from the
I've read
same
all the,
source.
I've read the books.
Her teachings
were
violated the
not- some of them
Jedi
were not
Code
great.
and lead all who listen to the dark side,
I need to
as
play
they
the
did
older
the
books.
exile.
I couldn't
You
get
are
into it
wrong.
last time I tried.
The dark side is not what I sensed in the exile. Surely the rest of you felt it as well. That emptiness we felt. He has changed.
Whatever that wound was, it was of the dark side. We should not have let him depart. He will simply join Revan again, or perhaps worse.
What would you have done with him, Atris? Be mindful of your feelings. This is not Revan who stood before you. This one walks a different path.
No, although that may come in time. We let him go because we must. Where he travels, he carries his destination with him.
Malachor 5 should have been his grave. You saw it in his walk, and in the Force. It was as if he was already dead.
No, not death. Many battles remain for that one, if what we have seen is true. But the future is a shifting thing, and he cuts like a blade through it.
We should have told him the truth. A Jedi deserves to know.
No good would have come from it, even if what you believed was true. There's still the matter of Revan, and such truths could leave us vulnerable on two fronts.
Perhaps in many years, we will call him before us and explain what happened to him, and how he may be healed. Until then, he must accept his journey.
But he may never discover the truth, and he will never know why we cast him out.
And that is the future we must accept.
Those Jedi sure like their secrets, don't they?
I mean, I I actually feel like they are bad at communicating because they're trying to sound cryptic sometimes. I had no idea that they said that after I left. How would you? Else, let me know. I do think it's weird that that added scene. That's probably why that scene was the part where she actually tasks you with finding these people. That part is in the original game. It's not part of the restored part. Yeah, so she tells you to find these people, then doesn't tell you where they are, and then your droid does it by themselves.
A strange coincidence.
It is no coincidence. There is some larger plan at work here, and we are walking into it. This is too convenient to be anything but a trap.
Yeah, we need their help against the Sith. That's a good idea.
Those are Atris's records you have stolen.
What the hell are you doing on our ship?
I have come to join you. I can help you against this threat.
Well, we don't want
Yeah,
your
she pretty
help.
much does.
Or any of your sisters.
Like, that's,
If it
yeah.
comforts you to believe that, then so be it. But the enemies you face are many, and you will need all the help you can get. It is just me, and I am doing this because Atris believes you will need help.
Yes, I'll be the thoughtful.
I think the strength of the enemy is unknown, but it is greater than 5 can hope to defeat without aid.
How are you talking about 5 can take on the galaxy?
Indeed.
Ah,
But
good.
of
We have
course,
6
what
now.
does one more matter to our journey? I have had enough of this. I will be in my chambers.
Yeah, me too. I'll be in my chambers. But since I don't have any, I guess I'll just go to the cockpit like I always do. If she's coming with us, she gets the cargo hold. Might remind her how fun it is to get locked up.
General,
The cargo hold is enough. I assure you, there is little I need. I will attend to myself.
Okay, let's see. She's not gonna take regular quarters anyway.
It is no matter. I am used to worse conditions, but thank you for your kindness.
Here we go. Excellent unarmed fighter, and yet they give her a weapon. Like, that's one thing
General,
about this game
is
they
there a
automatically
reason
give
you
the
don't carry a
unarmed
lightsaber
unarmed
anymore?
feats, which means you're just good at unarmed, regardless of what you do. It was taken from me.
That's not your lightsaber anymore. That belonged to someone who served Revan in the wars, not the person you are now. You could build another one, if you wanted to, but you know that.
I wonder if you could actually talk yourself out of being able to build. I said I don't want anything of the Jedi. Kind of want to.
The lightsaber isn't always a weapon of the Jedi, General. You don't need me to tell you that. I know this. A lightsaber is part of who
Okay,
you
so he
are.
does bring you
Without it,
I might get dark side points. Okay. Yeah, I usually do. I don't normally do race to build one, but you can definitely play this game. Unarmed is actually hilarious because you're about as strong as you are with a lightsaber because you get all those unarmed feats for free. They're just as you level up, you get them. Then you can focus specifically on ones that, like dueling and stuff also increases it. So you could get very silly with. And I did play through with that one time, and I felt a little overpowered after focusing on it. There's a pair of gauntlets you can get, a couple of things.
I think I can help you out there. I happen to know the parts you need.
Alright, what do we need?
We need a power cell, emitter matrix, lens and focusing crystal. Though I have to admit the crystal is beyond my means. Never did understand them. Those parts are fairly common, though a Jedi once told me that it's best if your lightsaber reflects you. Just bring the parts to me before you get started building it. I'll make sure they're usable.
For the last time, no. Because you're programmed to force your opponent to go first, and nothing will convince me the computer doesn't cheat.
Yes, you can deflect blaster bolts without a light. I actually have the feat already, because it's really handy early levels, and a couple of times if you lose your
Even if I
lightsaber
didn't
after
have to
you
go
do it.
first and somehow I didn't suspect you of counting cards,
Like
I still wouldn't play with a trash compactor. Yeah? How?
All I'm saying is that you've gone for a long time without a memory wipe. Most droids behave erratically under those circumstances. I know that, but I'm fixing everything else around here, so I may as well take a look at you too. What was that? That's what I'm talking about. That is not normal droid behavior. I am not pushing you around. I just wanted to see if there was anything I could do.
Yeah, okay. I think we can do that. Wow, okay.
Good. Now let's get started. You wouldn't guess it from the outside, but it looks like you've been through a lot. I'll bet. I'm all done with you. If anything comes loose, let me know and I'll put it back in place.
I do think that's funny that you just like grant him things by asking him. All right. No one back here yet. All right. Let's see. Head to the next planet, right? Oh, I probably talked to Kreia first. Then talk to
How many more do we intend to gather to us? This ship is not the galaxy. There is only so much room.
She was very deep. It's like, yeah, that's silly. As many as want to come with us.
Then prepare for an army, I think, for it seems many more will come in time. They will follow you because you are a leader. Their kind always needs such, even when the figure deserves no such obedience.
I'm no leader. Teehee.
Do not cloak one word within another. Friends. Do friends not follow? Do friends not form a hierarchy of their own, no matter how small the circle?
Sure, maybe, yeah.
I am too old for friends, and when the years settle upon you, you will dispense with such words as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's the point. Like, the point of Kreia is that she hates the Force. Like she's not dark side or light side. She actually just hates the Force. That's her perspective. But really, I'm no leader.
No, I am not blind. I see what they see, hear their voices when they speak to you, and notice the change when they speak to others.
Anyways, but instead of like giving into the dark side, which would be doing your own thing against the will of the Force, she wants to get rid of the Force entirely so she has that freedom, which is not super different, but it's a little different, but not super. I think it's still like a dark side idea to rid yourself of it. Why are you angry? Yeah, let's do that.
I know many things, and I know what I am not. I am no leader. I speak with a voice that will never move others. I speak with a passion that goes unheard. They obey you because you are a leader, and perhaps something more. Have you noticed what has been happening? Have you felt it in them? The fool dances in your shadow for your favor. The woman, she worships you. The alien obeys you. Even within the machines, there are echoes. Watch them carefully, see their patterns, and recognize the strength in it. Influence can be a weapon, one that you may need before your journey is done.
Yeah, I guess kind of like an anarchist. I mean, so the idea of the Force is that it kind of like guides and directs everything. Darksiders try to bend it to their own will, and she doesn't want to bend the Force to her will, and she doesn't want to follow the Force. She wants the Force to stop existing so she can do her thing. And the problem is, I think that would just be the end of life within the galaxy. Like, I know there's galaxies that don't have the Force within Star Wars, but like within this galaxy, it's kind of necessary. So yeah, I mean, like, she's pro-genocide, but I don't know if she's aware of that. I haven't figured that part out yet. I don't know. You have a point. I'll reflect on this. I don't like telling her she's right.
I care not which of the words you use, as long as you make use of that which you forge. That was Revan's way, I believe. It was a strength. Have you never asked yourself how Revan took the Republic and Jedi beneath her? How she made them hers?
Yeah, sure.
Ah, but to make officers turn on their own people, to bomb innocent worlds, to make pacts. Strong influence, indeed. And where did these Sith teachings come from? And why did Revan embrace them so strongly? So many questions, yet the answers are few.
Keep Korriban. I don't remember there being a mention of the Sith Empire in this game.
Oh, did they? No, Revan met no Sith Empire, yet she learned their teachings. Many have mistaken the soldiers beneath Revan, the machines that were constructed to be the Sith. They are wrong. The Sith is a belief, and what Revan formed was not an empire, but something else. Yet how she did it is curious. And I suspect the answer to that question is tied to another. How was Revan able to corrupt so many so quickly?
Yeah, sure.
Not a one. But we shall see where our journey takes us, I think, and see how many answers we come across, yes?
I apparently had an equal with Freya. Got some light side though, so that's alrighty. Want to know about all these buttons. Oh. Let's go to a
I don't know what it is, but you
yeah,
look different.
talk to him.
It's hard to explain, but it's good to see.
I feel like I've been more in touch with the Force than I've ever been.
It shows. It's kind of inspiring, to be honest. Anyway, just wanted to mention it. I think the others have noticed it too.
I think as a kid I thought what Atton was saying was weird. And now as I've grown up, I've met more adults who like to be more open. They kind of do talk like that sometimes. Talk to you already. Yeah, I got everybody. Let's say. Oh, I forgot there's a left. Oh, let's see. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, I like Narshadot. I always do it, though. Do I go Onderon? Onderon's pretty great. Then you can come back. This one gives you the... Yeah, you know what? I'm not in a race to specific thing. Let's do Onderon. The no music. Yeah, I mean, I think to get to that point where you just say what you want without caring, you have to be around people that you know.
Well, this is Onderon.
Going to react
Looks like there's a long line to get into the ISIS starport.
Something feels wrong here. A great disturbance here in orbit, and again on the planets below.
I guess this blockade is a symptom of larger problems on Onderon. Looks like we're about to find out. I'm receiving a message from some Colonel Tobin. Patching it through.
The Ebon Hawk. I was told to expect your arrival. I don't know your business on Onderon, but it ends here.
It's randomly attacking because
the Ebon.
We've taken some hits. We can try to fight back, or I can outrun them and hide us on the jungle moon nearby. It's your call. I can't keep us in one piece much longer. Sorry to spoil your fun, but we've got to land now. I'm gonna put us down on that jungle moon.
Oh, I thought I was doing that to get us away from. This game's a little eerie without the sound on the videos.
You know, just once I wish someone was glad to see us. But no, if it isn't weapons pointed at our heads, it's someone trying to blast us out of the sky. I remember the days when welcoming committee used to mean something, without being followed by blaster bolts. It's taken a little damage, nothing too serious. I'm shutting down all unnecessary systems until we make repairs. It'll keep us from being a target. Looks like one of the moons of Onderon. Not sure which one. It's mostly jungle and mountain. I did pick up the remains of an old outpost near here. Maybe that's why there's all these clearings around. Maybe they were once settlements.
There were no settlements here. Those clearings were most likely once craters or crash sites.
Crash sites?
This is Duxon, where the Mandalorians began their crusade against the Republic. The remains of whatever outposts you detected here are military ones. We should be careful.
This is where the Mandalorian Wars started? This doesn't look like much of a battlefield.
Much is buried here, and there is much that should remain buried.
Alright, what,
Until the ship is repaired, we're not going anywhere. Unless you can find another route to Onderon, we should sit tight.
There may be a means to get to Onderon by another route. The Force has guided us here for a reason. We should explore our surroundings. There is something here.
Something? Oh, there's something here, all right. Predators. Not small flit darters, but big, mean, nasty predators.
Nevertheless, we should explore our surroundings. And that nearby outpost would be as good a place as any to begin.
Let's head to the outpost then.
Well, if you go, be careful. No telling what other ships were forced down in the battle.
I have a feeling the ship will not be repaired until our business here is concluded. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah, I understand. What's so important about this place?
This is where the Mandalorian Wars began. He fought here once, and there are things here he must see.
He fought here? Why didn't he say anything?
Do you speak of all your battles? Or are there some you wish to forget?
Alright, it is 10:58 here. I am going to end the stream here. Thank you for joining me. Thanks to everybody who commented, asked questions, and I think that first part of going through about an hour and a half, going through stuff, that's awesome. I can do that, so thank you. Have a good night, and I will try to do this again soon.